Hello everyone, this is the Archfiend, and welcome to a little video that I'm calling the definition of a douchebag. Now, I'm making this video for any number of reasons. One of the main reasons why I'm making this video is just so you guys out there have just some sort of cohesive definition of what I feel is a douchebag. Because, as a lot of you know, I have the somewhat popular, and I use the word popular very loosely here on the internet, a somewhat watched, we'll say watched, series of videos on YouTube called the Archfiend's List of Douchebags. And a lot of people send me a number of questions and suggestions for potential douchebaggies, if you will. And I try my best to answer them, but it would be better if I just flat out just made a video that I could just kind of lean these guys towards, say, hey, watch this, because you'll fully understand why I do what I do with those douchebags and why people are on the list and why other people aren't, and etc., etc. So, anyways, just to cut to the chase. My technical definition of a douchebag is this, okay? Doesn't have to be a person, doesn't have to be a place, doesn't have to be a thing. It can be any one of those things. Okay? It could be a cartoon, as you've seen in some of my previous videos for the douchebags. Now, one of the things that when I'm looking at someone and I want to see whether or not I think they're a douchebag, I look at them and I say in my mind, did I watch what he did and say, why the hell did you just do that? Because that is the one thing that has to be in your mind in order for someone to be a douchebag. Because douchebags do things that they're basically oblivious to. And they do something that just bugs people. It's like, why did you do that? Why did you not understand that? Why are you doing that still? You have to say, say and have a genuine reaction like that in order for someone to be a douchebag. And just going into that, people will send me messages. They'll say things like, hey, why isn't Osama bin Laden on your list of douchebags? Why isn't he number one? He's someone that has killed thousands of Americans, and if he had his chance, he would kill everyone in this country. I mean, he's a real bad guy with bad intent and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I hear what you're saying. He is a genuinely evil guy, but he's just an asshole. He's not a douchebag. Because someone like Osama bin Laden is an asshole for the simple reason that he knows what he's doing, and he's doing it for an intent. That intent is basically going to get him hate. And he's not going to tell you that, oh man, I wasn't expecting the Americans to hate me when I bombed the Twin Towers. He knew they were going to hate the shit out of him for that. A douchebag would be someone that blew up the Twin Towers and was like, why the hell do you guys hate me for? Like, that's a douchebag. Osama bin Laden is not a douchebag. He's an asshole. So people, when you recommend serial killers, people that kidnap children and just stuff like that, they're not going to be on the list of douchebags. They're just assholes, okay? So don't confuse assholes with douchebags. That's the one thing that I always get, is when someone sends me a recommendation, I go, that's not a douchebag. It's just a guy that's an asshole. And another thing that I want to tell people is that I want to have passion behind these people that I talk about. So you're going to hear me talk about things like from my childhood, like Raphael of the Ninja Turtles. I thought he was a douchebag when I was a little kid. I think he's a douchebag now. Never liked the Easter Bunny. Shit like that. That's why things like that end up on the douchebag list. And those two examples also are showing you. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be a cartoon. It could be something ridiculous. Hell, I might even tell you there's a city that's a douchebag in the near future. Not to spoil anything, but stay tuned. Now, so that's the thing, people. The douchebag can be anything. It can be a noun, it can be an adjective, it can be whatever I want it to be. It just has to be that proverbial something that just makes you say in your mind, why the hell is it doing that? Because, like I said, the douchebag is always oblivious. It's always oblivious. And they'll usually write themselves off as being arrogant in some cases, or just, oh, I didn't know. They have that sort of mentality about them. So there you go, people. That's a douchebag. And like I said before, recommendations usually aren't going to be put on my douchebag list because, like I said, I want to have some sort of passion behind them. Like, Like, I mean, Jeff Boss, which is the person that pretty much started my douchebag list, even though he's number 3. The reason why he started the douchebag list is because obviously douchebag number 1 and number 2 already had videos made about them. Then when I had Jeff Boss, I saw what he did and I was like, my God, this guy is such a douchebag. He's just got to be labeled as a douchebag. I can't let him get away with this. And just basically to help create more somewhat of a hype about him than just make a video that's called Jeff Boss is a douchebag. I was like, you know what? He's such a douchebag that I'm going to use him to start a list. So I made him number 3. So in essence, the Archfiend's list of douchebags kind of started at number 3 since number 1 and 2 already existed as their own rights and were part of no real cohesive list. So little trivia out there for you guys. But anyways, like I was saying, someone like Jeff Boss or the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, John Roberts, I will pick people like that because I may not have ever heard of them, but I mean, it's no secret out there that I've been into politics for a number of years and have worked in the field of politics for a number of years. So there's a genuine passion and interest I have for just exposing people in that field when they mess up to the caliber that those two gentlemen did. So, I mean, everything on my list is going to have some sort of background history with me. Like, a lot of people will send me a message and they'll be like, hey, check out this guy's YouTube channel. He's such a douchebag and someone I've never heard of before. And I'll check out the channel and I'll be like, yeah, that guy is a douchebag. He's acting very douchebaggy, but I still would rather keep it to where it's the originality on my end. I mean, no offense, you guys give some great suggestions in certain circumstances, but it's kind of cheap to take the whole tactic of, hey, why don't you guys tell me what to do because I'm out of ideas. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong, you'll see me in my chat room on my website asking for ideas for stuff here and there, but I try and use that to an absolute minimum because I want what I tell and think of you guys to come out of my head, not out of your guys' heads, though I still appreciate all the suggestions you guys give, so no offense. But anyways, here, people, that's pretty much all I got to say about this video and this topic. And like I said, douchebags out there, they have to be kind of oblivious to what they do. They have to instill that whole thought of, why are they doing that? What did they just do? Why don't they realize what they did is stupid? So it's any number of things like that. So I want you guys to understand that assholes and douchebags are two different things, and that for the list of douchebags, you're never really going to know what to expect here because I'm keeping the range and the scope of things here very broad. So stay tuned here for the future and enjoy all the douchebags to come. And like I said in my previous video, I'm up to about 6 douchebags that I want to work on. And, well, not that I want to work on, that I know I'm definitely doing. And they're backlogged right now, and some people started saying to me, hey, why don't you just make the videos? You said you had some ready to go, and we're going to keep things spaced out here, people. I'm not just going to release them all in a week or two, so keep things fresh, and you never know when they're going to pop up on my channel here, so keep checking back. Anyways, everyone, I'm the Archfiend, and I have no clever way to sign off here, so I'm just going to say, this is the Archfiend, signing off.